Right, prop the mic. It's Friday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and we got a special guest with us today. We got Brianna, who's known as your host, Breezy, on Twitter, and also the host of Sports and Stilettos podcast. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming. First off, we love your podcast. I just listened actually this morning to your recent pod about the NFL draft, so that was really cool.
Thank you.
And kudos to you, because Tom and I do this. You know, we've been doing this for a couple months now, and we have each other to talk back and forth with. So much respect to you for being able to do a solo pod. That's a whole different level. So really cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So so today we're going to focus on the Sixers Celtics game 3. And we, you know, obviously Breezy is our resident expert on everything Philadelphia. So we're expecting some good picks from you here.
Oh, absolutely. I got you. Don't worry.
All right. Very good. All right. So let's start out by just talking about the game. So this is game 3. Celtics are at the Sixers. Sixers are getting 2.5 at home. Total is 214 in this game. So I'm going to kick it to you, Breezy. What are you liking in this game? Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to cover? What do you like?
So
unbiased opinion.
Oh, okay. Unbiased. All right. It's good that you put that in there because, you know. So with the Sixers, because I'm so emotionally involved with this team, I have to be unbiased, you know. So I decided to look at how Boston plays in game 3s. So looked up the last 5 games, and essentially they're 2-3 in game 3s. And in those away games, they're 1-2. So, you know, it's really like who's got the momentum going into this game, who's more desperate, that kind of thing. And for me, the Philadelphia 76ers are the more desperate team because they can't go down 1-2, you know? So for me, yeah. I think the Sixers went out right. I'm taking the money line on this one.
I like that. Yeah, they're getting 2.5 points at home, which, you know, I would understand that if they had, you know, Embiid still out, but they're full strength pretty much. I mean, yeah. he obviously is ramping back up from the injury, but I expect him to play some big minutes tonight. What about you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like game 2 was like, it was an eyesore, obviously, you know.
Yes.
I don't know. I think he went out there a little scared. Maybe he wasn't fully trusting of his knee. But after playing, you know, I think he feels a lot better going through shoot around, all of that stuff the last, you know, day and a half, 2 days or whatever. Coming back home to this kind of atmosphere, he's going to play big minutes. And I'm hoping that we get a really, really, really decent game out of him tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's back. So let's dive into the props. So we'll start with the Celtics first. Tom, you liking anybody on the Celtics side today?
Yeah, we're liking a few guys here. I think one of my favorites, I think, is Big Al. I think I saw the eye roll there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I told you we were going to talk about him today.
I know there's a lot of animosity with the Philly fans and Al Horford. I know he was nobody liked when he was like screaming after they made a bucket in game 2, and I know it infuriated a lot of Philly fans.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I think Horford's going to show up here because Philly, like, you know, the Sixers fans are going to be talking shit to him. And when that happens to Big Al, it usually doesn't work out so well. I feel like he's one of those guys that like internalizes that and like feeds off of it a bit. So I like two things here. I like his par because he's done it in 4 straight games against Philly. Sorry, it's 16.5 par, minus 120. He's done it in 4 straight games against the Sixers when he plays 24 plus minutes, averaging 21.3 par. And this is what I like. So they had a long playoff run, obviously, last year. So you had a bunch of game 3s to look at. in game 3 against Milwaukee, the series was tied 1-1. Actually, all three of these examples I'm going to bring up the series were tied 1-1. So it's a nice corollary to tonight. Game 3 against Milwaukee, he had 43 par. Game 3 against Miami, 21 par. Game 3 against Golden State, 25 par. So I like that. And why I like the par is I feel like he's either going to have like a big scoring game or he's going to have a big like rebound and assist game. So this kind of like levels everything out. And I think he can get it done. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I'll let Dave go first.
No. I actually have no opinion on this. I just want to hear what you have to say. And you got to put your personal hatred aside and just looking at the numbers. What do you think Al can cover this?
Okay. Looking at the numbers, yes, I do think that it is possible for him to hit this number. I like the correlation to the 3 games of last year compared to this year and going into tonight. So unbiased, bias aside, I think it is very possible for him to hit that line.
Okay. All right. And then you want to give us your real take now?
My real opinion. I hope he just like fumbles the bag really, really bad tonight. Like there's a lot of deep-rooted emotions for Al Horford from me, and it's because he played so well in Boston, left and came here for a year, played like absolute trash, and then he goes back to Boston and then he's Al Horford again. And it's a nasty thing to see. And then for him to do what he did in game 2, screaming after the shot and all of that, and being just so animated, it's just like fuel to the fire for me.
He never should have been on the Sixers in the first place. Like Embiid didn't want him playing center. Like it was the whole thing was silly. They basically signed him because he was so good defending Embiid that it was like, no, let's take him away and let's bring him onto our team so that we don't have to deal with him, kind of. So
exactly.
I also just as another little thing, I think if you wanted to push it a little bit, I think a 3-point ladder on Horford tonight, given like what's going to be going on, might be nice. You can get him at 3+ threes for 2+ 250, 4+ threes for plus 750. So just a little aside, it's not usually our normal type of picks, but just wanted to throw that out there as well. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else you got, Tom, on the Celtics side?
On the Celtics side, yeah. So I like Tatum over 4.5 assists. It's -125. He's done this in 12 of 13 on the road with 37+ minutes. 20 of 25 overall with 37+ minutes. His last 7 of 8 against Philly with 20+ minutes, basically just knocking out a couple, a game where he didn't play much. 4 straight against Philly, and in the playoffs, 22 of 31. And so far this postseason, he's assisted on 20% of Boston's makes in the postseason when he's on the floor. So I like that as well.
Now I know I watched some of your tweets, and I know you've been on Tatum assists because I've seen you saying, "Let me get that one more, put him back in the game." So you must like this one. Are you on this one?
Yeah. I like Tatum assists. I usually play him at 4+, just because it's like
makes sense.
He's a Celtic. I don't trust them, but I trust him to get at least 4. So I'm definitely on board with that pick as well. I like it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, his minutes were what did he play? He played less than 20 minutes or something in game 2. So so I think he's got some room, certainly.
One thing I might recommend, sorry, Dave. One thing, if you did want to adjust that down to 4 and don't like the extra juice you're paying, if you thought about putting like a Tatum block, I know Breezy, you're probably not going to do this, but for our listeners out there, to put a Tatum block with it, he's getting a block on 1.5% of opponent shots this postseason. He's 6 for 7, last 6 for 7 this postseason, and last 7 of 9 against Philly. So to juice that back up.
And ironically, I just put out a plus 500 steals and blocks parlay, which has a Tatum block involved. So
all right,
we're on the same page.
Nice.
We're on the same page.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that because I think he's obviously tall, athletic, and when he gets the big minutes, his chances of getting a block are very high. So that's a good. That's definitely a good leg for any parlay. So good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Any others on the Celtics side? Either of you?
On the
Um,
Celtics side, no. Oh, I didn't.
I have one, and he's part of my if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing, and that's Malcolm
Mm-hmm.
Brogdon. Um,
Oh yeah.
I ran his alternate line. I think his line right now is at 14 and a half.
Yes.
I ran his alternate line at 13 and a half points. He's hitting 75% of the time, 6 of the last 7 playoff games. Um, you know, obviously we see what he can do versus the Sixers, and it's ridiculous. But, again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I'm definitely running with Malcolm Brogdon over 13 and a half points tonight.
Yeah, he's a prop to Mike favorite. We
Yeah, it's
you know,
my guy.
especially Tom. Tom plays him probably every other day, but in the playoffs he's hard not to play. I mean, he's
Right.
been super consistent, especially if he gets 24 plus minutes. He's 5 for 6 against Philly this year. If you take out the one game where he did miss against Philly, he's averaging 19.2 points per game.
Yeah.
I love the points play. I think, alting it down certainly gives you a higher chance. I think he'll get the 15
Oh, yeah,
as well
definitely.
tonight. His PRA is also a good play as well at 21.5. So whichever direction you like, Brogdon's definitely a good play.
And you can see that's moving up. It was 19 and a half in game 1, and now it's
Yeah.
creeping up with how well he's been playing. So, yeah.
All right, let's get to the main course. Let's talk about the hometown team, the 76ers. Breezy, I'm going to start with you. What do you like on the prop side?
So there's 3 that I like. The first one, again, another one of the if it's not broke, don't fix it, and that's Tobias Harris. He's probably been the most consistent scorer in the playoffs for the Sixers right now. So I'm taking his over 14 and a half points. He's at 100% hit rate. So he's hitting this in every game that they've played so far in the playoffs. And again, a lot of players play better at home. So I'm counting on Tobias to go over that line. And if I'm not mistaken, it's at minus 120 on FanDuel. So definitely a good number.
Yeah, and of those 6 games that he's cleared in the playoffs, the 2 at home, like you were saying, he scored 21 and 22. I think Embiid played in both of those games.
Yes.
And I also looked at the whole season. If you just look at how many times he's crossed it, he's only got a 54% hit rate if you look at all home and away games.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hone in on the minutes, 35 plus minutes, he's 19 for 25. That's a 75% hit rate. I love Tobias Harris at home. I think he's going to have a big game.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Like
all right, what's your next one?
Role players at home in the playoffs. Those are the guys you got to target. Some of the most value you can get. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
My next one, a lot of people are probably going to hate me for it because I will not get off the bandwagon, but play off PJ Tucker. He is my guy. I take his 4+ rebounds almost every night, and he's at 100% in the playoffs. So, and he's also cleared this in 5 of the last 6 games versus Boston. So, playoff PJ, that's my guy.
And did you know that today is PJ Tucker's birthday?
Oh, see, margaritas after the game. That's it. It's up. It's
a
up.
wrap.
Yep. Yeah.
There you go.
I couldn't. We were talking about it before the show started. I couldn't believe what was he? 38 years old.
Yeah.
He looks good for 38. He's doing pretty good. He's doing something right. So yeah, we like PJ as well. I think Tom, you also liked his points line, which was 3.5, right?
Yeah, I was on it the last game. He just made it. It's on.
Literally just made it.
Just made it. He a lot of times this isn't available on FanDuel. I know Dave pointed out last time maybe you got to fish around on BetMGM, but this is available on the regular FanDuel DK apps today. So I like this. You got another role player at home in the playoffs. He's cleared this line in 7 straight at home when he plays 23 plus minutes, which will not be an issue tonight. He will play more than 23 minutes. And 5 of 6 against Boston, averaging over 6 points, which means 2 made threes for PJ. So I love that.
There you go. I love it. I might make a PJ Tucker parlay for that. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I love just when that ball gets kicked to him in the corner and he goes up for that three, it's like it's magic. He's got that corner shot better than anybody else in the
Oh
league, I
yeah.
think. All right, cool. So so we're 2 for 2 here. What else? What's your third one here?
Third one, gotta go with the big man himself, Joel Embiid, 2+ blocks in this game.
Nice.
It's minus 135 on FanDuel. If it's not available on FanDuel, definitely go to DraftKings. That's where I play all of my steals and blocks. So
Yeah, much
DraftKings
better.
always has, more availability than FanDuel does. But he's 4-4 in the playoffs, and he's 3 out of the last 5 games versus Boston. And just with everything that he's been through over the last couple of years, can't take anything away from him at this point. So
No.
high emotions, MVP trophy gets to him tonight. Yeah, I think he clears this super easy.
Yeah. That was my play was 2.5 steals and blocks. So I like that as well. I went that way because what was it, minus 135 for the 2 blocks. So the steals and blocks was minus 115. I like that a little bit better. He's done it in all 4 playoff games that he's played this season. Last 15 of 19 at home with 35 plus minutes, which he should get to tonight, I'd imagine. That whole Wells Fargo, they're just going to be like showering him with adulation tonight. He's just going to eat it all up, and it's gonna be awesome to watch. I really can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night.
Yeah.
Would anything make you happier than Embiid getting 2 blocks on Al Horford?
Oh my God! Listen. Man, I'll throw a party if that happens.
Okay,
I really will.
All right, very good. All right, Tom, you that's all you had, right, Breezy, on the Sixer side, or you have something else?
Nope, that's
okay,
it for
cool.
me.
Tom, you have anything else to add?
Yeah, sticking with Joel here, I like his over 9.5 rebounds. It's nice at minus 106. He's done in last 6 or 7 against Boston, averaging over 12.5 rebounds per game. His last 7 of 8 playoff games at home, and his last 10 of 14 playoff games overall. So I think obviously he's getting up for this. I could see him being a beast on the boards tonight and clearing this easily. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he also, I thought he looked very good defensively in game 2 coming back. He was much less aggressive offensively, but I mean, he was amazing. What do you have, 5 blocks in the first half? I mean, he was just, I mean, the rebounds weren't as high because the minutes were down, but I see him at home crushing this. And I got one more.
Okay.
DeAnthony Melton, over 11.5 par, minus 120. Yeah, you get another role player at home in the playoffs. When he plays 22 plus minutes, he's cleared this in 52 of 59.
Whoa.
Yes.
24 of 30 and 4 of 4 in the playoffs. Come on.
I love it.
Yeah.
And he's been shooting pretty good from 3 too, right?
Oh yeah. It's insane. Especially with
when he
him
tries to
coming off
drive
the
to
bench.
the rim, not so much, but
Yeah.
when he's
little too small for that, but
Yes.
From outside, he's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So, all right, first, before I present my play here, what is Harden going to wear to the game today? We've been talking about that a lot. So the first game, he showed up in some, what'd you call it, Tom? The Met Gala or something?
The Met Gala. He was trying to it was like, he misses out on the Met Gala. I'm sure he wants to be there every year. And so that was like that's what he'd be wearing, something like that if he was at the Met Gala. Yeah.
Game 2, he looked like a regular old guy. So I think he's going to bring it tonight. What do you think?
I think if he's coming into this game about his business, then you'll probably see him in a sweatsuit. I wouldn't be surprised.
Sweatsuit.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you see Joel Embiid show up with slippers on, so
Yeah, they're a little different. Those two.
Yeah.
All right, so I had one prop last play here on Harden tonight. I like 13.5 RA, rebounds and assists, minus 113. 4 or 5 this season against Boston. He had 7 in game 1, but we understand why. He was just focused exclusively on scoring. Game 2, he had 14, so he cleared it in game 2. 75% hit rate this season overall. That goes up to 83% hit rate at home, and an 89% hit rate at home when he plays 35 plus minutes. So So I'm always cautious going with Harden because you don't know what version of Harden you're going to get any night. But I think the combination of rebounds and assists together in the prop, I think it makes a good play.
Oh yeah,
Thoughts?
I agree. I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he's gonna be looking to get Joel the ball. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna be. I think he's gonna look to take a step back from scoring. That's why I like the RA here. Yeah.
All right. So let's close with a score prediction. Breezy, give us your prediction today. I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Ooh.
Wait, can you give us the over under first?
The over under was 214.5. Right, so it's gonna be a low scoring game.
214.
You don't have to pick that exactly though, but
Okay. So I think the score will be 106-100 Sixers.
I like that. All right, so you're favoring the under, which makes sense. I like that, and you're gonna cover the 2.5 point spread.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Actually, and then some, right? Because they're actually getting 2.5. So
yeah.
All right, Tom, you like that? I'm not even going to ask you. I don't want you to upset Breezy by saying the Celtics are going to win or something.
Oh man.
How about this? 112, 110 Celtics. So Philly. I think the Celtics are winning this game. I'm sorry, but Philly will get the cover at least. No.
See, first you lead with Al Horford, and now you're picking my team to lose tonight. This is crazy.
Yeah. We want her to come back on the show. Let's just say 112, 110
okay,
Sixers.
flip it.
There you go. All
right, that's better. That's much better.
Okay, we like that. All right, cool. So this should be fun, and I think it's gonna be a great game. So should be really exciting. Yeah. So thanks for coming on today. We really appreciate it, and we'll hopefully have you back again soon. If you can deal with Tom's antics again.
Oh yeah, it's fine. No big deal. Thanks so much for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, enjoy the games tonight.
Fun.
Thanks. You too.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.